Look at that. Queso Blanco chili cheese fries. Yep. Chili, jalapeno, sour cream, shredded cheese on top. The Queso Blanco is underneath. Let's get up close and personal. Let's eat some chili cheese fries. I'm team spoon, but all I got is plastic fork, so we're gonna do what we got. But first things first. So how y'all been? Hope y'all having a good day. My day was whatever. So I got a question for y'all real quick. When eating like loaded fries or chili cheese fries or whatever, what do y'all think is like the best fry? Like the ideal fry to use for this? And another question would be, would potato wedges be a good fry to top with stuff like this? Have anybody seen the movie Sinners yet? I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hearing it's really damn good. And that's amazing to hear because Michael B. Jordan is probably my favorite actor today, like currently. Got a cool drink. Gabriella. So I've really been in a nacho mood lately. Um, I don't want to give Subway credit and say it's because of Subway, but nachos is one of my favorite foods, and Doritos are my favorite chips. So most times when I'm making nachos at home, I use Doritos anyway. You know the funniest thing ever is that my dad still kind of holds Subway in like a high regard, kind of like. And the reason why I say it is because he always like low key try to classify himself as like this foodie expert or something. Like he just know what's good in terms of like food and recipes and all that kind of stuff. But it should be common knowledge by now that Subway is pretty. Now, I'm not saying you can't like Subway, but there's just no way you could have ever eaten from any other superior sandwich chain, still eat Subway, and think Subway is still worth getting. Like I said, when it was $5 foot long, of course, but with the prices how they are now, nah, not Subway. Firehouse and Jersey Mike's, I understand, but not Subway. And speaking of my father, we was uh we was kind of debating the other day. Um, for whatever reason, he just don't like Usher. He don't like Usher. Um, as far as I'm concerned, over the past 10 years or so, he's never really given no other kind of like R&B singer or whatever any credit other than Neo. Now I'm not saying Neo's not a great artist, that he ain't write hits and things like that, but in my opinion, if we talk about Neo versus Chris Brown or Neo versus Usher, nah. So anybody who's a fan of these guys, who do you prefer? If you pick Neo, why? And we're not talking about writing songs. That's a different thing entirely, because in that case, it'd be more of an argument of Neo versus R. Kelly, and we all know Neo's getting stomped. But we're just talking about like singing. Like if y'all, because I feel like people be sleeping on Usher. I had seen some kind of like video earlier where these young dudes was saying some dumbass crap. Like, oh man, don't nobody listen to Usher but my moms and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. No, my guy, people with taste and quality music listen to Usher. Like you can listen to Chris Brown because I rock with Chris Brown too. But I'm just saying, like we're not gonna sit there and sleep on Usher like Usher from such a forgotten time or something. Like Usher ain't still doing his thing. Because he don't gotta be your favorite R&B singer or singer in general or whatever the case may be. But at least on this channel, we ain't tolerating no Usher slander. We're not. We're just not. Because I feel like people be sleeping on him like he ain't, like he really not that dude. He is. I would say anybody who is like I said, a fan of music, fan of people who can sing, go on YouTube and watch Usher's Tiny Desk concert. Easily the best one. Obviously I don't watch all those, but Usher's was like, come on, man, he really got it like that. But then there's a much bigger debate if you look at Usher and Chris Brown because they both can sing and dance. So who's really the heir of Michael Jackson? And honestly, it would be Chris Brown because, like Michael, Chris Brown is somebody who has like this perfect synchronization of singing and dancing. Usher is a singer that can dance, you know, and Usher can dance, especially when he was younger, obviously. But compared to his singing, his dancing, you know, Chris Brown is like Michael. His singing and his dancing is basically on par with each other. You know? So if we go off that, like who's the true heir of Michael Jackson, then it'd be Chris Brown, hands down. Nobody but Chris. But back to the Neo thing. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out why, for as long as I can remember, my dad never liked Usher. Y'all remember the song "Lovers and Friends" that Usher did with Lil Jon and Luda? You know, at the end when it's like, "And Usher, John, and Luda gotta do it again," or however that go. Whenever that part come on, my dad would always say, I ain't gonna say his name, but he'd say his name in place of Usher's name and then say John and Luda. Like, that's crazy. And then something that kind of like annoys me about my dad that I had just come to realize, and I was talking to my brother about the other day, was that he can't never give you like a solid straight answer. Like, sometimes you be trying to have like real serious conversations, even if it's all in fun, and you want serious answers, and he can't give you serious answers. He just say the most surface level, basic, I don't want to be bothered type of like answers. Like, that's not good enough. You can't sleep on Usher, man. Hell, he really sleeping on everybody. Obviously, not talking about Michael or Prince, but everybody who is not Neo, he hate on. And it's just diabolical. Cause I remember, cause I remember back when I was living with him when I was in high school, and we was having a discussion about like the singers that could dance, and I was talking about Usher and stuff, and we talking about like live concerts and everything. He was talking about, man, Usher can't dance because every time you see him on a live show, he be over there breathing all hard and stuff. First of all, to be able to sing and dance at the same time at a high level is something only very few people can do. And even then, that's not necessarily something that I would automatically attribute to the person being the GOAT or the best ever or whatever the case may be. But it is a very impressive feat, and it's something that should not be overlooked. Again, Usher is not like Michael or Chris Brown, where he can sing and dance at the same time at a high level, that his dancing is as good as his singing. Usher's a singer who can dance. I don't know. But Usher's slander should not be tolerated. And then we got people sitting there saying, "Oh, Usher just living off his Confessions album. He ain't had a hit since." Ridiculous. All right, that's enough. I know I was talking for too long. Y'all probably don't even care about none of this stuff. The food's already gone. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I love y'all and appreciate y'all. And until next time, peace out.